want to tell you it's going to have something on the bottom, an independent variable. There's 4 categories. I'm building it up. Here's the response value. It's going to be up to 5. You keep on going one element at a time. All right, it's going to have 2 series. The first one is going to be in blue, you'll see up here. And then we can walk through each value. This one's about 4.2. Category 2 was a value of whatever it is, 2.5. Category 3 was a value of 3.5. And category 4 was just over 4. Now, as you remember, as I showed you the overview slide at the beginning, there's a red category too. Well, here it is. The red series is with the black dots. You can see how it compares to the blue in the first category. It's about half. And then et cetera, et cetera. You see what I'm kind of doing here? You're really building it up one slide at a time. It doesn't take much longer. And I would argue it actually takes less time because people have less questions. They understand it and they're following you. You can go ahead with number 2, number 3, and then finally the 4th one and the total, built up graph that you started with. So you might show this as an overview. It's where you're going. You say, okay, now I'm going to talk about each element one at a time and explain it. Now this may be overkill. You may not need to show them all this stuff. Maybe there's only one bar you really need to talk about. If that's the case, then make all these grayed out and just make these 2 in color. That might be the thing you really want to point out. But the nice thing about the texture here too is that so many times we get a nice color presentation like this, but when we get handed out to us, it's in black and white. And so if I've done the texture, you can tell there's 2 categories here. You can still tell, you can't exactly tell which is which, but I did this kind of cool texture here and this here, so it's another way to get that there's 2 categories here. You can tell at a glance what they are.
So you're saying that's okay, because even black and white, you can still differentiate the 2.
I think so. You could make one of them clear completely. You could make it, you could make this just white in here if you really wanted to contrast it even more. But yeah, definitely, especially as happens so many times in a workshop like this, they want me to give them black and white handouts. And so I emailed them, can I at least get 2 pages in color? Like a page that I can put it with you guys because it's on color. It should be in color.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think for lots of, and again, this is all based on the research, they talk about this use of texture as an additional redundant aid with helping people categorize 2 different situations. And then again, if the black and white situation comes up, you have this redundant built-in feature.
I like the polka dots.
Yeah. And if you don't know how to do that, it's very simple actually. You can fill it in pretty easily. I'll show you how to do it sometime. I think I have a video on it. I actually already did.
99 cents on that.
There you go. It's for you. It's for you. All right. There's a little more we're going to talk about here, and mainly I want to remind us where we're at, and then we'll go on. Again, my purpose is teaching you about learning guidelines today. We've gone through the guidelines briefly. The article will explain these a little more in detail, but I think I've given a pretty good highlight about them. I want to take a little break, but the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and talk about some awful slides and just plant the seed for makeovers. So I'll take a quick break here and go to the restroom, and then we'll continue on.